Hello. It's been quite a while since I've shown off anything about my project. I truthfully haven't been working on it much the last few weeks, last couple weeks rather. Um, just taking a break. I haven't really been filling up to coding. I have a lot of other stuff going on, so I did a little work here in the last 2 days. Just not much, so it's not much to show. But anyways, I've changed. I was gonna use JSON. I was gonna get the user input, store into a JSON file, and I just was looking at it when I finally got to the point where it was time to store that data into a JSON file, then take that, read over that JSON file, and then insert into the database. I was just like, dude, this is gonna be too much work, right? So I'm not doing that. So I decided to look into CSV a little bit, and apparently it's super easy. So we're doing that now. So what happens is we're gonna run the program here. All right, and now this is, by the way, still in regards to the bulk data loader feature of the program that I'm building out. So you want to add a student, and we're going to do option 3 to use our bulk data loader to add multiple students. So what happens here, one more thing, one more menu, we're going to manually load it here. So we're going to do 2, because we do not have an existing file feature working yet. It searches for the file is empty, which is this file here on the left side. And we're going to go ahead and do start. It gives you some instructions. It also gives you the same directions on each for each option when as you're doing it, but I figured I'd put it here just in case. And so you enter the first name, so we're gonna do my name first, Marshall, my last name, and it checks over the settings to see. So I have a setting for automatic ID generation, so the ID generated itself. If that setting in the .config file, if this auto generation was set to 0, that wouldn't have shown, and I would have had to enter the ID. But because it's enabled and through our settings, it just did it for me. Um, so also have this skip bulk data loader info confirmation setting to 0. So that what that is this here. Are you sure you want to process the following student? If this was set to a 1, this line here would not appear. It would just move on to the next option or the next entry. So we're going to go ahead and confirm it. All right, and that should have been added, and there I am. Um, so we'll do another one, Timmy Turner. It's going to do the same thing. It's going to generate that ID. Boom, boom. Yep, there we go, Timmy Turner. So this is the first part of it that I've worked on. The next part will be to then read over this file with either Python or C++ to insert it into the database, um, which won't be too hard. It should probably just be one function, at least for doing it this way. There's much more work to be done with this because I have to enable bulk data loading to specific rosters or classrooms. So that's going to be its own thing that I have to work on, but I'll do that some other time. Um, so yeah, that's really all I've been able to work on is just adding it to a CSV file. I'm so glad I didn't do JSON because if I did do JSON, um, I would have had to do something like, the JSON array and then an object, um, the data object, and then inside of there something called, like, I don't know, data, and then that would have had to be in an object, and then something like students, and then that would have been inside of an array. When that would have had objects in it for student number 1, and then that would have had an array or something. It would have just been disgusting. And I would have had to insert all these objects and arrays inside using Python or something. So I'm really happy I found out about CSV. This is just much better. It's gonna be much easier to work with. Other than that, that's about it. I haven't worked on too much else. Just kind of clean up the code a little bit. I allowed contributors. So if you go to the repository, you can people can contribute. I have issues on there, plenty of bugs and stuff that I haven't fixed yet. Simple first time issues. So if you know anybody or you are someone who likes Python, C, or C++, feel free to look at the code base and contribute, ask questions. I don't really care. It's purely open source. So um, I, I'm hoping to have this done in within the year. I told myself last year it'd be done by December, but then I started keep working on it, and just so much more work, and I didn't spend as much time doing that work. So anyway, that's it. Take care.